First of all, I'm very proud of these guys. Just the way they competed in the game and never came in first. I'm not happy about the situation we put ourselves in. And, sometimes in opening games, though, you never know. But what I do know is you got a bunch of competitors that care about each other and fight. Now, again, my hat's off. Ole Miss is a heck of a football team. There was two very good football teams out there that played a hard, fought game. And there was a lot of guys that stepped up and made goals, made plays. And, it was a fun game to coach in when it's all over. Very exhausting when we did it. But that's what college football is about. So the weekend is that. We can say one thing about our kids are competitors. And Ole Miss has great kids. They fought and battled right back and made it a heck of a game. So it's what it's about. It's only one game, guys. One game. We got so much room to improve. We have so much stuff. Penalties. Silly. What else? Look. What we were. What was our? How many penalties we had?
15.
How many?
15.
Thank you, Jake. Good luck. But that's ridiculous. But the thing we didn't have was a turnover, which I was very proud of that. We took care of the football. But we can't do that. But opening games, you hope we improve the first, the second, the third. We got a lot of work to do. But if we do that, we have a chance. We have a chance to compete with people. So we got a heck of a schedule, so we better get better quick. But saying all that, this was over with. Time to move on.
All right, we'll open up the Q&A once again. If you please find the microphone.
Oh, yeah.
Coach, talk about the Andre's performance. Was surprised on days when he was.
No, I'm not surprised, but I wouldn't have been surprised if he would have, there was a couple times that, he got a little shook and on the sideline, but the thing about it, he bounced back, and that's what he did in practice. He did it in practice. We challenged him, as I know, I'll put the heat on him sometimes in practice, but he's a kid who loves his team, his teammates believe in him, and he's a fighter. He's a competitor, which I'm very proud of. But at the end of the day, it's one game. Now we got to get better and move on.
Coach, about DeAndre, the pass at the end of the first half where he took the hit and delivered the ball, how big of a play was that?
The drive at the end of the first half was critical. They got us back to a two-score game. No matter how bad you played, you're two possessions away from getting back in front. And then no one having the ball coming out the second half. And I think the confidence, I'm going to tell you now, when you stand there and deliver one of them, you realize this is college football. And your teammates, that's when those teammates respect you. When they see you standing there and take those shots and, don't duck and winch away. And I thought it was tremendous. I thought it was a drive in the game that gives us a chance to come back in the game. Now, and I'll say this now, our defense was outstanding in the second half. First half, they had their thing. But that defense, after they failed us getting a surge on offense, they soared now. They created turnovers, they created sacks, they created havoc. And then there was two young kickers that did a pretty good job in that. There was another guy who made every field goal, the punting and the kickoffs. Those guys had a big night. You got to remember now, we had two freshman kickers, punter and a kicker and a kickoff guy with a freshman quarterback. That's very many. I'm gonna tell you, it makes some sleepless nights. I promise you that.
Jimbo, the touchdown pass there at the end of the half just seemed to snap something in your team, something clicked. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think it's what you keep chopping, you keep sawing. When you're in a heavyweight fight, man, when you're going to take shots. People are going to hit you. You know that. You just got to have the willingness to come back, and all of a sudden you start to say, "Man, I hit this. We got a rhythm, and I'm 2 plays away from getting back in this game." It creates the competition in the atmosphere, and the way they practice against each other is kind of the way the offense will dominate, then the defense will dominate. They'll go back and forth. That's why we practice like we do. But I think it just gives them hope. And then they realize that they can go do this, and then we have the ball coming out. That's what we're talking about. Keep chopping. Just keep chopping away. That trees will eventually fall.
Jimbo, the middle of that field was wide open.
I'm sorry?
I said, Jimbo, the middle of the field was wide open in the first half. Nothing in the second half of that Ole Miss offense. What was the adjustment that was made?
Our alignments. Big thing, we changed the coverages a little bit, but we got it lined up. See, as crazy as this sounds, alignment, assignment, technique. Line up in the right place. If you're a foot wide, 2 foot wide, you get bad angles. And football is about angles. It's a low to high game. It's creating with angles. As soon as you lose an angle, the guy gets on top of you, he can expose you. That's what we're doing. Our alignments were better. We got our guys in position. They were making the reads. Their eye discipline got better, and it made it tougher to throw the ball in the field. Then their assignments and technique got better.
Jimbo, going back to DeAndre. I know you kind of talked about what you've seen from him in practice and whatnot, but what was kind of the worry coming in? Because it's one thing to do it in practice with a script, it's another to actually do it in a game with a live defense coming at you.
Well, not just that, but the poise of the game and feeling the pressure if you're behind like you was, bringing it back and not trying to get greedy. You know what I'm saying? The thing I was so proud about, even though we got behind, But he kept playing the plays and just taking what they give him. He didn't force things down the field, you know what I'm saying? And say, I gotta go make it up all at once. I mean, he showed a lot of maturity that way and composure to just keep, and trusting his teammates. His teammates kept trusting him. And that was the one thing, this group never broke. What I'm saying is they kept trusting each other, playing for the guy beside them, and they just kept playing it one play at a time, and like I said, kept solving away until they got a chance to get back in.
Coach, for those of us that can't wait till Tuesday, can you tell us what you said to your team at halftime tonight?
No. You gotta bleep, 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 bleep. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It was bad, I think Showtime's got it on there. We challenge them. I mean, listen, one thing we're gonna compete. I'm not gonna play guys that don't compete. I'm not built that way, I wasn't wired that way. And we just want to we got our minds made up at halftime. We're going to compete in the game in the second half and do things the right way.
Coach,
That's the way I said it, nice.
Coach, back here, what does a win like this do for the ACC?
Just gives you credit. I've been saying the whole time we have great credibility. That was a very good Ole Miss team. You know, we make so much about these conferences, and it's good. It's like my side, they're a good team, we're a good team. We both have a good conference. I've been telling y'all that. Now, y'all write all your stories and do all your who you predict and all that stuff. There's good football in the ACC, there's good football in the SEC, there's good football in the Big 12, but it gives us that, and a recognition that we can play with those guys. And we've always said it, in Florida State, we feel like we can play with anybody.
Coach, last week during the game prep, you were talking about DeAndre Francois and his role as a game manager and how that's not a bad title, but DeAndre also broke off 30-yard runs tonight. Were we seeing the game manager or the playmaker or a combination of the two tonight?
A game manager is a playmaker. That's what I keep trying to tell you. Everybody says Tom Brady and Peyton Manning are the two best game managers in the history of football. Joe Montana and Johnny Unitas. They manage situations and they take what's there. When the legs let them run, they run. When they throw the slant, they throw the slant. When they throw the go, they throw the go. Everybody puts game manager as a tag that means you can't play. That's not true. And playmakers don't mean that you're wild. You know what I'm saying? But what I loved about him, he managed the game, and when the opportunities were there for him to make plays, he did. And to me, that's the key. That's what playing quarterback is. Managing the game, taking what they give you. You can't, listen, I can't throw a wide open post if there's two safeties back there. I got to check it down, go to the next play and play. That's called a game manager, but it's also called making plays. And he made it with his feet and his arms. But more importantly, he made it with his mind. And that's the key to playing quarterback.
Jimbo, you had a drive in the third quarter where you went on a long touchdown drive with Dallin on the sideline. How much confidence does it give this offense that you don't have to rely on him?
It's great. I mean, like I say, what did he have? What did he have on night? 91 yards, and he caught a bunch of balls, didn't he?
Yeah.
He had 100 yards. He had 200 yards of offense. And he felt, and we just feel like he wasn't there. I mean, think about it now. How good is that? And it shows you his versatility, what he can do, what he is, you know, but it also gives you that there's a lot of other playmakers on this football team. And a football team, to be a great football team, you have to do that. You're going to have to spread the ball out. People are going to take them away. That's why in the emergence, a lot of those young receivers caught balls, or tight ends caught balls. You know, it was very good.
On the left, coach.
Coach, with Dalvin, did you touch base with him on what happened on the fumble? Was he kind of switch hands there?
Nah, that was it. It showed you. Surprised me too. I mean, you know, that's just what happened. That ball, and you know, we kicked the field goal on that drive. I mean, we dropped a touchdown or two right after that. I mean, we had opportunity. I mean, but you know, that's a great sign of this team. They just kept playing, and things happen. You can't move on.
You know, like he pulled up on his hamstring there in the last drive.
No, he was tired. Ankles banged up. I mean, what do you have? 23 carries, 7 catches, touched 30 times. It's a hot night. He's fine.
Jimbo, what does DeMarcus Walker mean in this defense?
Wow.
How big is he?
Then he had 4.5 sacks in the second half, like something like that. I'm going to tell you what, DeMarcus Walker loves ball. And let me tell you what he does. He loves playing ball. He loves being a teammate. He loves being a leader. He loves razzing me. He loves about everything. I mean, he just creates an energy among this team. There's a genuine love to be good. You know what I'm saying? And he puts his heart and soul into everything he does. It matters to him. It's fun to watch play. Fun to watch practice.
Jimbo, Matthew Thomas made his return to defense tonight, and he had seven tackles, was second leading tackle on the team. What did he mean for you guys tonight?
I'll tell you what, when that guy relaxed, this guy's really special. He got a chance to be really good. You see him flash, come and he can play in space, he can cover, he can blitz. You ain't even seen everything yet. I mean, this guy has a chance to be a football player, to be a different player. And I'm very proud and happy because he's been through a lot of things in his life. You talk about perseverance and tough, and just a heck of a kid. I mean, deep down, that's one of the best kids I've ever been around in my life. Very smart kid, great character. Just keeps fighting, scratching, and clawing, and I'm extremely proud and happy for him.
Two more for Coach Fisher.
Jimbo, you talked about this momentum swing in the third quarter. How big was that for them to come out after halftime and it makes the noise on defense and they capitalize on it?
Well, it was. You got to score at the end of the half, got to score there, they got a turnover, and that's what I say that all the time. You hear me say in our press conference. Momentum's something that we don't talk about in sports enough. We all want the reasons why, but once momentum swings, sometimes it just goes. It takes a heck of a group of kids to turn it back, and we were able to do it on our side, and we kept it enough on our side. They almost come back and had a big drive to go back up. They got a heck of a team, but momentum is critical, and then you got to find ways. That's where you go back to your training and trust. You got to trust each other, have a system, and go back to the basics, and don't worry about the outcomes. And it's hard to change momentum, and we got it kept it.
Coach, with Derwin, seeing Derwin getting his first career interception, just kind of was everything you were hoping he would be, like coming off the surgery, coming off an injury?
Who'd you say?
Derwin.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Derwin is great. I mean, Derwin's one of the best football players, man. It's just, I can't say enough good things about him. And I'm going to tell you this, you talk about a teammate and a leader too, who is a team guy, not an individual, unbelievable. I mean, you're just seeing the surface of what he can do.